Hi, third grade. Welcome back. Today is Monday, April 20th, and we are now moving on to lesson 11.4. So make sure that you are turning to page 643 in your math book, and we'll get started. So today's lesson is called Understand Area. How is finding the area of a figure different than finding the perimeter? So we've talked a lot about finding the outside of a shape and how to measure that. But today we're going to talk about the inside of the shape. And so if we were in class, we would be saying this a lot. Area covers, perimeter is around. Area covers, perimeter is around. So we're going to be talking about the amount of space that a shape takes up. So let's start here with unlocking the problem. You learned that perimeter is the distance around a figure. It measures the units that are used to measure the distance between 2 points. Area is the measure of the number of unit squares needed to cover a flat surface. So I want you to circle this word cover. Cover goes with area. And then go back up here and circle perimeter. And perimeter goes with the word around. Perimeter goes around, area covers. A unit square is a square with a side length of 1 unit. It has an area of 1 square unit. Let's look at these two squares here. Perimeter, see how the perimeter is going around the square? An area kind of covers it. Thinking about putting a blanket on something, right? It's going to fall to the ground, it covers. And let's start here. So we don't have geoboards. Right now we're going to use this dot paper, okay? Another word for it is sometimes grid paper. It says use your geoboard or dot paper to form a figure made from 2 unit squares. So 2 unit squares. Let's just make 1 unit square. Okay. We would call that 1 square unit, but we need to make 2. So let's do another one. Okay, sorry, it's hard to draw with my pen. Let me do that again. Oh my gosh. So this would be 1 unit square. Two unit squares. So we would say that the area of this is 2. Now let's do one to make it be 3 unit squares. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Draw the lines, and this we would say has an area of 3 unit squares. So this is different than perimeter because with perimeter, we would be counting the outside of the shape. When we are looking for area, we're counting how many squares are in the shape. Three, 4. Sorry, I'm having trouble with my internet. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble with my internet at home. I don't know if this was just recorded or not. Basically, what we were doing here is creating shapes with areas of 4 square units. So each of these shapes is made up of 4 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're finding the area, you're counting how many square units are in that shape. Okay, let's keep going. Number 1, shade each unit square in the figure shown. Count the unit squares to find the area. So we want to figure out how many squares are in this shape. So let's connect all these dots. Okay, now let's count. And it says to shade, you can just quickly color in each square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 square units. Okay, moving on. Count to find the area of the figure. We're looking for the area. Area covers. So before we start counting, let's connect all these dots. Okay, now count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's do it again for number 3. Count the dots first, or connect the dots, then count the squares. Okay, count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I want you to do number 4 on your own, and we'll correct in 30 seconds. Okay, let's correct. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you got 8 square units, that is also correct. Okay, so a part of our lesson today is deciding when do we find area and when do we find perimeter. Okay, write area or perimeter for the situation. Buying a rug for a room. If you wanted to buy a rug for a room, are you going to measure the outside of the room, the perimeter, or are you going to want to measure the area? Remember, area covers. So if you wanted to buy a rug for a room, you would need to measure the area. Okay, putting a fence around a garden. A perimeter goes around. If I'm measuring a fence for a garden, we're not going to look for the area, but for the perimeter. Okay, let's move on to the next page. I want you to do 7, 8, and 9 by yourself. We will correct in just a minute. Okay? All right, let's see how you did. So number 7, you should have gotten an area of 4 square units. Number 8, 7. Number 9, also 7. So these shapes can look different and still have the same area. Okay? Again, I want you to do 10, 11, and 12, and we will correct in just a minute. All right, let's correct. Number 10, you should have gotten 12 square units. As you're counting the square units, put a dot in each one so you know you've counted it and then you don't count it twice. That helps us not make these simple mistakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And this last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay. Let's look at number 13, 14, 15, and 16. We need to decide, are we going to find the area or the perimeter? Painting a wall. If you want to paint an entire wall and you need to know how much paint you're going to need, are you going to just count the outside of the wall or the whole wall? Okay, if you're thinking area, that's correct. Number 14, covering a patio with tiles. Think about putting tile all around a floor. Are you just going to do the outside? Nope. So you're going to need to find area. Putting a wallpaper border around a room. Here's your keyword, around. Area covers, perimeter is around. So if you're putting something around something else, you're going to look for a perimeter. Gluing a ribbon around a picture frame. If you're thinking perimeter, you are right. Hey, turn the page. Okay. On the next page, we're on page 646. Let's keep going. Juan is building an enclosure for his small dog. Eli, that's the dog's name. Use the diagram for 18 through 19. So let's look at number 18. Juan will put fencing around the outside of the enclosure. How much fencing does he need? So here's the enclosure on the right. We want to find the fencing. Fences go around, so we're going to look for perimeter. Let's start here. And every time we go from one dot to the next, that's 1. So here we go. We're finding perimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Yeah, if we were to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we turn 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So he will need 22 units of fencing. Okay, that's all the way around for the fence. Now let's look at number 20. Juan will use grass to cover the ground in the enclosure. How much grass will Juan need? So now we're not just looking around, we're looking about what covers it. So we need to make all of these into square units. I'm going to erase the 17 for now. Okay, now let's count all of the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 square units. So basically we're saying there's 25 squares in here for all the grass I will need. Okay. All right. Let's go all the way down to number 21, and this will be our last problem for this lesson. 21. What is the perimeter and area of this figure? Okay, we're not going to do the explain part. So first, let's find the perimeter. Perimeter goes around. So we're going to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So going all the way around this whole figure is 24 units. Now let's find the area, which will be square units. So we need to make these now into squares. So we are carefully connecting these dots. So we can easily count all of the square units. Okay, starting at the top. Oh, here's the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's the area. All right, so let's kind of go back. The most important thing that we need to know right now is that area goes around the shape. And perimeter goes around. Area covers. So when we're looking for perimeter, we're going to count all of the little lines around the shape. When we're looking for the area, we're counting all of the squares that are inside of the shape. All right, let's look at your homework. Okay, it's all about area. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Don't worry about number 8. Okay, yes, number 1 and 2, 3 and 4. You do not need to do 5 and 6 because those are from chapter 10. Okay? Okay, 3rd grade. Let me know if you need any help or if you have any questions. And tomorrow we will be doing lesson 11.5. All right, see ya.